My beloved brothers and sisters, every second that slips from your hands is either a treasure gained or a treasure lost. And on the day when nothing will matter except your deeds, you will realize that every small choice you made was shaping your eternity. When we pause for a moment and reflect on the meaning of our lives, we realize that life is not about how much we accumulate, how famous we become, or how powerful we appear to others. All of these things, as glittering as they may seem, will one day fade away. The true essence of our existence lies in what we do with the time Allah has granted us, how much good we spread in this world, and how we leave people better than we found them. Every day that passes is a page of our story, and those pages will either be filled with deeds that shine in the sight of Allah, or with wasted moments that bring regret. Doing good is not just a choice, it is a purpose. We were created with a reason, and that reason is not merely to exist, but to live in a way that benefits others. Allah could have made us beings that only worship without choice like the angels, but He gave us free will. With that free will comes a test. What will we choose to do with our days? Will we spend them selfishly chasing our desires, or will we fill them with acts of kindness, service, and worship that bring us success? When you think about it, doing good deeds gives meaning to every situation in life. If you are wealthy, your wealth becomes meaningful when you use it to help the poor. If you are young and strong, your energy has purpose when you dedicate it to serving your community and family. If you are skilled or knowledgeable, your abilities find true value when you use them to guide, teach, or inspire others. In this way, every blessing we have is tied to a responsibility, and every responsibility opens a door to good deeds. Good deeds are not always about grand gestures or huge sacrifices. Sometimes it is the little things that matter most. A kind word can heal someone's heart. A small act of generosity can lift a heavy burden. A simple prayer for someone in distress can change their day and yours. These seemingly small actions, when done sincerely, are magnified in reward. They accumulate, building a record that will testify for us when no one else can. And what is most beautiful is that doing good deeds brings peace to the doer as well. When you live with the intention of spreading goodness, your own heart finds comfort. The anxieties of life become lighter because you know you are fulfilling the very purpose of your creation. You are not wandering aimlessly, but walking a path that leads to the pleasure of Allah. When we think of good deeds, many people imagine big sacrifices, huge donations, or extraordinary actions that only a few can do. But the beauty of our faith is that Allah does not measure goodness by its size in the eyes of people. He measures it by the sincerity in our hearts. This means that even the smallest deeds, which may appear insignificant to us, can hold immense weight on the scales of the hereafter. Sometimes it is those little actions that change a person's life, bring us closer to Allah, and write our names among those who are loved by Him. Think about a simple smile. It costs nothing, yet it can uplift someone's spirit who may be silently struggling. Removing something harmful from the road, like a stone or a thorn, may seem ordinary, but it is recorded as a charity. Even greeting someone with peace, offering a kind word, or lending a listening ear to someone who feels unheard is considered a good deed in the sight of Allah. These are things anyone can do, no matter their age, wealth, or status, and they show us that opportunities for good are endless. Sometimes we overlook these acts because we are waiting for chances to do something great. We think, one day, when I'm rich, I will help the poor, or when I have more time, I'll serve others. But what we forget is that our daily lives are filled with moments where goodness is possible right now. A glass of water given to a thirsty person, a gentle word to a child, a prayer made for someone in their absence. All of these may be small in effort, but huge in reward. What seems minor to us could be the very reason Allah forgives us and grants us paradise. There are many examples where a tiny deed turned into something life-changing. A woman once earned forgiveness simply for giving water to a thirsty dog, while another was punished for mistreating a cat. These stories remind us that nothing is too small to matter. Our Creator is most merciful, and He multiplies even the smallest of our good deeds. One act done sincerely could outweigh years of negligence, and one kind gesture could be the turning point for someone else's faith. When we look at the condition of our hearts, we realize how easily they can become heavy, clouded, and restless. Life brings us trials, temptations, and distractions, and all of these leave marks on our inner selves. Anger, pride, jealousy, arrogance, greed, and bitterness slowly take root until we feel disconnected from Allah and from the peace that we long for. But Allah, in His mercy, has given us a way to cleanse our hearts, and that way is through good deeds. Every act of kindness, every prayer, every charity, every sincere effort to do good is like water that washes away the stains and softens what has become hard. The heart is not purified through words alone, it is purified by action. When you choose forgiveness over revenge, you are cleaning your heart. When you choose patience over anger, you are polishing it. When you lower your gaze, control your tongue, or give to someone in need, you are strengthening it. The more you do these actions, the softer and more illuminated the heart becomes. It begins to find peace in remembrance of Allah, and it becomes free from the poisons that once consumed it. Good deeds are like light. Imagine walking in a dark place, unsure of where you are going. One small candle changes everything, and suddenly you can see your path. This is what a single good deed does for the heart. The more you do, the brighter the heart becomes, until it radiates with clarity, guidance, and contentment. This is why people who fill their lives with acts of goodness often appear so calm, even when facing challenges. Their hearts are connected to the source of peace, and their deeds are constantly purifying what the world tries to stain. There is also a deep wisdom in how good deeds remove the effects of sins. Allah tells us in the Quran that righteous actions wipe away what came before them. It means no matter how far a person has fallen, every step towards goodness is a step towards forgiveness. Feeding someone, helping your parents, speaking truth, or praying on time, each one of these actions erases a layer of darkness from the heart. Slowly, a person who once felt distant from Allah begins to feel His nearness again. One of the most powerful realities we must never forget is that our deeds do not die when we die. The body returns to the earth, but the impact of what we did continues to live on, either as a source of blessings or as a source of regret. This is why good deeds are so valuable, because they outlive us. They travel into the future, carrying our names with them long after we are gone from this world. Every act of charity, every word of knowledge, every effort to benefit others becomes a seed that continues to grow, even when we are no longer here to witness it. Think of the person who builds a well or contributes to a masjid. Long after they have returned to their Lord, every drop of water someone drinks, every prayer offered in that masjid continues to be recorded for them. Think of the teacher who shares knowledge. Even after their voice has fallen silent, every time a student practices that knowledge or passes it on to someone else, the reward is written for the teacher. Even something as simple as planting a tree carries weight, because every bird that finds shade, every person who eats from it, every benefit taken from it, all of it goes back to the one who planted it. This concept should transform the way we live our lives. Instead of chasing things that disappear, we should invest in things that last. Wealth will be inherited, status will be forgotten, and possessions will decay, but the good you do for others, the knowledge you spread, and the kindness you show will remain as your legacy. People may not remember your face, but they will remember the impact of your actions. And most importantly, Allah will never allow your good to be lost. Sometimes we underestimate the value of continuous deeds. We may think, what difference does my small act make in the long run? But that small act can ripple through generations. A parent who raises their child with love, faith, and good character has not just raised one person. They have raised future generations that will carry those values. A single act of charity could inspire someone else to give, and then another, until an entire chain of goodness is formed. All of it tracing back to that first seed you planted. On the day of judgment, everything we chased and held on to in this world will no longer matter. The wealth we accumulated, the recognition we sought, the positions we achieved, none of it will stand beside us. The only thing that will matter is our deeds. On that day, the scale will be placed, and every action, big or small, will be weighed with perfect justice. Nothing will be overlooked. A kind word, a hidden act of charity, a moment of patience, a prayer whispered in the quiet of the night, all of it will appear before us, waiting to testify on our behalf or against us. The thought itself should shake us. We live in a world where people value appearances, but on that day, appearances will carry no weight. A person's status, family name, and influence will be meaningless. What will truly determine our worth is the record of deeds we bring. The scales will not be tipped by the things we once took pride in, but by the sincerity and consistency of the good we did for the sake of Allah. Imagine standing there and seeing your book of deeds opened before you. Every detail, even things you forgot, will be brought forth. The times you gave when no one knew, the moments you forgave when you could have held a grudge, the prayers you made for others, even the times you resisted a sin out of fear of Allah, these will shine on your record. But also the wasted hours, the neglected duties, and the opportunities lost will be there as well. That is why this life is so precious. Every breath we take is a chance to write something meaningful on those pages that will one day be read in front of all creation. When we truly reflect on life, we begin to see that every single moment presents us with an opportunity to do good. Many people wait for special occasions or grand chances to perform righteous actions, but the truth is that opportunities surround us in the smallest details of our daily lives. Waking up with gratitude, offering a prayer on time, helping someone with a kind word, or even holding back from harming another. All of these are deeds that open the doors to reward. The path to goodness is not hidden. It is woven into the fabric of our everyday existence. Sometimes we think goodness lies only in major sacrifices or dramatic acts of generosity, but Allah has made it so simple for us. Smiling at someone is a charity. Saying a kind word is a charity. Guiding someone who is lost, moving an obstacle from the path, showing respect to your parents, spending time with your family, supporting a friend in need. All of these count. Every breath you take can be turned into worship if you live with intention. Even the daily routines like eating, sleeping, or working, when done with the intention of pleasing Allah and living within His boundaries, become acts of worship. It is also important to realize that good deeds are not limited to times of ease. They shine even brighter during times of difficulty. When you are tired but still pray, when you are struggling yet still give, when you are hurt but still forgive. Those deeds carry a weight that cannot be measured. They prove sincerity, because they were not done out of convenience, but out of true devotion. Allah sees those moments, and He multiplies their reward beyond what we can imagine. What makes this even more comforting is that we all have different strengths, and Allah has opened many paths of goodness for us. Some may excel in charity, others in teaching, some in patience, others in service. The opportunities are endless, and Allah has not confined reward to one type of action. Whoever seeks to please Him will always find a door open, no matter their circumstances. Even if a person feels they have little, they can still make dua, smile, encourage others, or remember Allah in their heart. No one is excluded from doing good. So wherever we are, with whatever we have, and in whatever state we find ourselves, let us remember that opportunities for goodness surround us at every turn. The only question is whether we will seize them before they pass.